Roman Reigns has been betrayed by his own family before, by the exact person he trusted to fall in line without ever actually believing in him. And I think it's happening again, right now, in plain sight, and nobody's noticed yet. Welcome back to WWE Galaxy, I'm Nova. I want to walk you through something that's bothered me for a while now, because this current Bloodline lineup has a problem sitting inside it that history says should already be flashing red. Go back to 2023. Sami Zayn spent months as an honorary Bloodline member, treated well enough on the surface, but everybody watching knew he wasn't there by choice the way Jay or Jimmy were. At Royal Rumble, Reigns ordered him to hit a handcuffed Kevin Owens with a steel chair, a final loyalty test to prove which side he was really on. Zayn turned around and hit Reigns instead. That's the blueprint. Somebody gets pulled into this family under pressure, plays along long enough to seem trustworthy, and then turns at the exact moment it costs Reigns the most. It's already worked once, which is exactly why I think it's worth asking whether it's quietly setting up to work again. And it's worth remembering just how long this whole story has been running. This version of the Bloodline saga has stretched past 1,800 days at this point, longer than the Attitude Era lasted, longer than the entire NWO run in WCW. Across that stretch, how many people have cycled through this family and eventually turned, walked away, or been cast out? Zayn, Jay, more than once. Sikoa eventually removing Reigns himself and taking the group in a different direction entirely. Over a timeline that long, instability isn't the exception in this story. It's basically the pattern the whole thing runs on. Look at how Jacob Fatu actually got here. He didn't join because he respected Reigns or bought into any of this family talk. He lost to him twice, and the deal was simple. Lose again, put on the necklace, call him tribal chief. That's obedience under pressure, not belief. And it's the same starting position Zayn was in before he eventually snapped. And Fatu's already shown he doesn't fully play by the family's rules even now. When Jay ordered him to go after Seth Rollins, Fatu didn't move, stared Rollins down and walked away, later making clear he only takes instructions from Reigns directly, nobody else in this group. That's not total obedience. That's a guy drawing his own lines, on his own terms, inside a family that's supposed to operate as one unit. Here's a name that barely comes up in any of this, and I think that's exactly the problem. Jimmy Uso has actually been removed from this family before, more than once, going back to when Solo Sikoa ran things differently and pushed him out entirely. Jay gets all the attention for his back and forth history with Reigns, but Jimmy's been through his own version of getting cast aside and finding his way back in. A guy who's already been on the outside once knows exactly what that feels like, and knowing that feeling doesn't necessarily make somebody more loyal. Sometimes it makes them more aware of exactly how replaceable they still are. Okay, before I get into where I think this actually goes, if this kind of pattern spotting is what keeps you coming back here, the like button and a subscribe genuinely help more than you'd think. Let's keep digging, and I think there's a reason Reigns specifically might miss this if it's happening. His entire focus right now is locked onto Rollins. 14 years of history, a promise made in front of his whole family that he needs this win, needs it more than almost anything he's chased before. That kind of tunnel vision is exactly when a leader stops watching his own house closely. He's not thinking about who's fully bought in and who's just going through the motions. He's thinking about Rollins. And that's usually the exact moment these stories choose to strike, when the person at the top is looking everywhere except where the actual threat is sitting. Here's the thing about Bloodline betrayals. They've never happened on a random Tuesday. Zayn's turn happened at Royal Rumble, one of the biggest stages of the year. If this pattern is quietly building toward repeating itself, SummerSlam is exactly the kind of moment WWE would use for it. Reigns has already said he wants his whole family watching when he beats Rollins. That's a lot of trust placed in people standing ringside, and if even one of them isn't as locked in as Reigns thinks, that's precisely the environment where it would blow up. I want to be upfront, none of this is confirmed anywhere. WWE hasn't hinted at a betrayal, hasn't teased a turn, hasn't said a word about it. This is me looking at a pattern that's already worked once in this exact storyline and noticing the pieces sitting in almost the same positions they were the last time it happened. So who do you think it'd actually be if it happens at all? Fatu still holding on to whatever loyalty test hasn't broken yet? Jimmy quietly remembering what it felt like to already be pushed out once? Or Jay doing what he's already done more than once before? Tell me your pick in the comments and tell me why. Like the video if this got you looking at this family differently, subscribe if you're new, and I'll keep watching this one closely heading into SummerSlam. I'm Nova, WWE Galaxy, see you in the next one.